Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Great to have you with us again as we try to make sense of the big shifts happening around us. Today, we're plunging into something that's, well, it's really reshaping industries, maybe even fundamentally redefining how businesses work. We're talking about the intelligent automation market. And we've got some really fascinating data points here from a report called the Global Intelligent Automation Market Forecast 2033 by Cognitive Market Research. This isn't just basic automation, right? It's this mix of advanced tech driving huge financial growth. So, okay, let's unpack this. What exactly is intelligent automation? And why are we looking at figures like what, over $51 billion by 2033? What does that mean for you?
Right. Well, fundamentally, intelligent automation, or IA, it's this powerful blend. Think AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, RPA, that's robotic process automation and advanced analytics, all working together. It's way more than just automating simple tasks. It's about creating this kind of continuous improvement loop. So you have RPA handling the repetitive stuff, the clicking, the data entry, mimicking human actions on software. But then AI and machine learning come in. They analyze all the data that process generates, look for patterns, make predictions, learn from what happens, and finally, analytics turns those insights into actions. So organizations can make smarter decisions, adapt faster. It's really about rethinking operations from the ground up. Businesses can, cut costs significantly, boost efficiency, and importantly, deliver much better, more personalized customer experiences.
That's a key difference, isn't it? Not just robots doing tasks, but this layer of intelligence learning and adapting. And these numbers you mentioned, they are really, really eye-opening. Not just the size, but the speed. It signals a huge shift.
Yeah.
So the global market, it was already substantial, $10.6 billion back in 2021. But that was like just the starting point. It's on track for $17.9 billion by 2025. And then, get this, it's projected to just skyrocket to nearly $51.6 billion by 2033. That's a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of 14.1% for over 10 years.
Yeah.
That's not just a blip, is it? No, absolutely not. And what's really fascinating, the significance of that acceleration, that sustained growth, is huge. This isn't just, a few new apps or small upgrades. That kind of consistent double-digit growth points to a fundamental, really systemic shift in how businesses run. Everything from back office stuff to customer interaction to innovation itself. IA isn't just another tech trend. It's becoming the engine for the next big wave of digital transformation. The core driver.
Exactly. And why should you, our listener, care about these massive numbers? Because they signal a foundational change that's going to touch almost every industry. It'll impact global supply chains, how you interact with customer service, think chatbots, but smarter, and even the kinds of jobs available in the next decade. Imagine, say, a hospital using IA to pre-process patient data, freeing up doctors and nurses for critical care, or banks using AI to spot fraud instantly. That's the kind of impact we're talking about.
That really paints a picture. So if this is a global wave, where are the hot spots? Where's the growth really concentrated? Are there any surprises in the regional data?
Yeah, let's look at the geography. North America, maybe not too surprisingly, holds the biggest piece of the pie right now in terms of market value. It generated a $4.2 billion back in 2021, and it's projected to grow to a massive $19 billion by 2033. That's a solid 13.2% CAGR.
Okay, so the U.S. is the big driver there.
Yeah, the U.S. is the main hub, expected to cross $13.6 billion itself. But interestingly, Canada is actually growing a bit faster. It's showing a 13.8% CGR. Businesses there seem to be adopting automation pretty rapidly to boost productivity.
And faster growth in Canada. Interesting.
And then there's Mexico. Mexico really stands out as the report calls it a star performer. It's advancing at a really impressive 14.9% CAGR, expected to hit around $1.8 billion by 2033.
Wow, nearly 15% in Mexico. What's behind that?
It seems to reflect growing investments in things like advanced manufacturing, also shared services centers, driven partly by nearshoring strategies, companies moving operations closer, and they're leveraging automation heavily to be competitive.
Okay, so North America leads in size. Mexico leads in speed within the region. What about across the Atlantic? How's Europe looking?
Europe is definitely scaling up, too. It's moving from about $2.9 billion in 2021 to a projected $13.5 billion by 2033. So that's a strong 13.7% CGR. Pretty consistent growth.
Similar pace to North America overall, then.
Roughly, yes. You've got the big economies like Germany and France, both growing steadily, above 12% annually. Their industrial bases are integrating more sophisticated automation. But the real standouts, perhaps the ones to watch closely, are countries like Spain, Denmark, and Switzerland.
Wow, faster growth there.
Yeah, each of them is showing exceptional progress, exceeding 15% annual growth.
15%, that's significant.
It is, and it suggests it's not just happening organically. It points towards, focused national strategies, maybe public-private partnerships, really pushing digital transformation, using IA in key sectors, finance, healthcare, advanced manufacturing, to stay competitive globally.
That focused investment really makes a difference. Okay, so Europe's strong with some real hotspots.
Right.
But if we're talking about the fastest growth overall, I'm guessing we need to look east.
Absolutely. For sheer growth momentum, the Asia-Pacific region is, well, it's a powerhouse. No other way to put it. This region is climbing from $2.2 billion in 2021 to potentially $12.8 billion by 2033. And look at the CAGR, 15.7%. That's leading the pack globally as a region.
15.7%. Okay. And who's driving that? China, I assume, plays a big role.
China definitely leads in terms of market size. It's projected to surpass $4.5 billion, driven by its huge manufacturing sector and a massive government push into AI development. However, and this is a really critical point for anyone watching global trends, India emerges as the fastest growing single market globally.
What's the rate?
An astounding 17% CAGR. 17%. That means its market is projected to increase more than sixfold by 2033.
Sixfold. Wow. What's fueling that in India?
It's a combination of factors.
Yeah.
A huge digitally skilled workforce, a rapidly expanding IT services industry that's embracing automation, and strong government support for digital-first policies. It's a perfect storm, really.
Incredible. So beyond China and India.
Yeah, it's not just them. You see stellar momentum across the region. South Korea, with its focus on smart cities and AI. Southeast Asia, undergoing rapid digitalization. Taiwan, a high-tech manufacturing leader. They're all posting growth rates above 15% CAGR. So the region isn't just adopting IA, they're strategically embedding it, almost leapfrogging older models to build new kinds of economic leadership.
That Indian growth rate is definitely one to watch. A sixfold increase changes things. What about the other continents? South America, for instance.
South America is also showing strong growth. Revenues there are surging from around $572 million in 2021 to nearly $3 billion by 2033. That's a 14.6% CAGR. Also very healthy.
And within the region?
Brazil, being the largest economy, naturally leads. But you're seeing Colombia and Argentina posting double-digit growth, too. It suggests a broad adoption trend, often driven by needing to optimize their big resource industries, modernize public services, improve supply chains. The typical drivers in developing economies.
Right. Makes sense. And the Middle East. We hear a lot about tech investment there.
Definitely dynamic. The Middle East is projected to go from about $381 million in 2021 to over $2 billion by 2033. That's growing at 14.8% CAGR. Very strong.
Who's leading the charge there?
Saudi Arabia and Turkey are spearheading it, both around 15% annual growth. This is heavily tied into those ambitious national diversification plans like Saudi Vision 2030, huge investments in smart cities, digital infrastructure. But here's another standout figure, Qatar. Qatar is recording one of the highest growth rates globally.
Higher than Saudi and Turkey.
Yes, an astonishing 16.3% CAGR.
16.3. What does that signal?
It suggests really significant, highly focused strategic investment. They're likely viewing IA not just for efficiency, but as a core pillar for their future economy, maybe aiming for global leadership and specific niches.
That kind of targeted bet can really pay off.
Okay, fascinating. And finally, Africa. Often overlooked, but showing potential.
Indeed. Africa is definitely part of this story, too, expanding from roughly $243 million in 2021 to $1.16 billion by 2033. That's a solid 13.2% CAGR.
So similar growth rate to North America overall. Yes, which is notable. Nigeria and South Africa are the leading adopters there. And a lot of this growth is being driven by digital transformation in key sectors like banking, telecoms, and government services. We're seeing IA being used to improve financial inclusion, make public administration more efficient, build out digital infrastructure. It's clear this isn't just a developed world thing. It's happening everywhere.
Okay, so we've toured the globe. Incredible growth overall. Regional powerhouses like North America and the Asia Pacific, and these really interesting high-growth stars like India, Mexico, Qatar, parts of Europe. But let's bring it back. For you listening now, why track these specific countries and KGRs? What's the real takeaway beyond just big numbers?
Yeah, connecting the dots is crucial. If we look at the bigger picture, these regional growth patterns, these hotspots, They signify more than just market share. They signal potential shifts in where global innovation happens, changes in economic power, and they will absolutely shape future job markets. Those countries with the really high CAGRs, they aren't just buying tech, they're actively investing, integrating IA deep into their infrastructure, into their national plans.
So it affects where talent is needed, where businesses might thrive?
Exactly. That commitment influences where new companies might pop up, where skilled talent will be in high demand. It even affects how everyday services get delivered to you, whether it's healthcare, transport, banking. Think about it. If India becomes this massive hub for IA development and services, what does that mean for outsourcing or co-development? How does that impact businesses headquartered elsewhere? Or take Qatar. With its super high growth, maybe it becomes a leader in a very specific IA application, disrupting established players because it moved faster and smarter with automation.
Right, it's not just about who has the biggest market now, but who's building the future capabilities fastest.
Precisely. And this raises a really important question, doesn't it? How will these different speeds of adoption, these regional differences, impact global competition? How might it redraw trade relationships? How will multinational companies have to adapt their strategies over the next 10 years? It's not just tech adoption, it's the economic and social realignments that follow.
That's the deeper layer, isn't it? The ripple effect. More than efficiency, it's about competitive positioning and systemic change on a global scale. So the message is clear. The intelligent automation market is accelerating fast, creating new possibilities everywhere. And that projection, surpassing $51 billion by 2033, it's a monumental shift.
It really is. And as IA becomes this critical driver for the next digital transformation wave, maybe here's something to really think about. How will this ongoing fusion of AI, machine learning, RPA, analytics, how will it redefine not just business operations, but our whole concept of work? What new skills become essential? And maybe most intriguingly, what completely new opportunities might pop up for you in the most unexpected places as this intelligent transformation unfolds across the globe?
Powerful questions indeed. Definitely something to mull over as we watch this space evolve. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the global intelligent automation market forecast. We hope these insights give you a clearer picture of the forces shaping our future. Until next time, keep exploring.